Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Halle Factor. So, you guys saw video one. If you haven't and you're just not watching the replay, welcome. Go back and watch the first Halle Factor where I explain all the details that we're going to discuss here. I just wanted to go through and do another example. This is Kim. You guys remember Kim from previous videos. So, we're going to take some of the factors that I pointed out and we're going to implement them into her hairstyle. So right now, I'm just kind of running my fingers through the hair, and I like to use a serum on her hair because her hair, she has a lot of density, but it's very fine. And remember, guys, density is hair per square footage. So there's a lot of strands, but they're fine strands. So I don't want to use something that's too heavy. So this is an image that we're going to model today. And here's the outcome. So let's get into the curling. I love to start at the center of the head. You can start wherever, but I'm just giving you guys a baseline, a guideline to follow. I like volume. Halle's hair has a lot of volume. It's messy, it stands up, and the profile is always super cute. Guys, the profile means when your client turns to the left or to the right, it just makes their head shape look even and balanced, and it looks nice. It complements their face. So what I'm going to do is start at the very center of the head, right below the crown, and I'm going to create my first piece of volume. I'm just spraying a little bit of holding spray, a soft working spray, and I'm going to put some volume in the hair. I use the tail end of my comb to guide me. I'm going to push this piece of hair back towards the center. Notice how I do that, and I use the comb so that as the hair is hot, the comb can actually help shape the hair. It helps keep it up in the air. And just work through. And remember the diagram that I gave you guys? Follow the shape on the diagram. It's basically going forwards, going backwards, flipping up, and flipping down. So I'm just following kind of like how I feel. Guys, don't overthink it. Make it fun. Keep it simple. No way is right, but the way that you feel like doing for the day. So when you do hair, it's okay to take inspiration from pictures, but always remember that you're the creator, you're the artist. So have fun. As you can see, I'm just taking the hair up, down, and flipping it in different directions. I'm not overthinking it. You can use a bigger iron. If you use a bigger flat iron, it's going to be more of a spiky flow, but she likes more of a bevel. So I'm going to use a big iron at the very end. That'll give me more of just a straight up flip in the air. Whereas this iron, because of the size, it gives a little bit more of a bevel, more of a curl, more of a bend in the hair. And it's not going to be loose and spiky if I used a 1-inch flat iron. So now I'm going to go back to the center and create my flower. Remember, we've talked about the flower in previous videos. If you haven't watched it, check it out. I'm going to basically close up the center of the head. I don't want her to look bald, and I also want to create volume. So as I pull that piece of hair up, I am still leaning it towards the center back of the head. That way, even after this curl has cooled down and she's just off for the day, watch, I push back towards the center of the crown. And once we run our fingers through it, you've basically set the hair to stand up and to, even as it falls, it's going to keep the gaps closed more so than it would if you hadn't have curled it towards the center of the head. Very important tip. If you notice in Halle's hair in the back of her hair, it's always just kind of messy. There's no real direction. It's just pixie looking. And so I just kind of came up with the flower method so that I can close the gaps and still get volume. And it's a method that I can do every time. Remember, we talk about systems. If you're not in the CEO Stylist, this is what we talk about, how to have a system for everything. I even have a system for the way that I curl my short hairstyles. And the reason why I did the Halle Factor was because I realized that this is the system that took my business to six figures, because I knew how to duplicate this exact look. And every woman, majority of the women with short hair, want to have a Halle Berry haircut. So I took super notes and studied her hair and came up with a system that I could do every time to deliver similar results. And the best part is, even though you're doing the same steps, everybody's different. So it's always going to look different on other people. And it's awesome because it's consistent and you can start to plan out every part of your business, how long it takes you to do every step so that you can get really clear on your numbers, how much you can make, how long it takes to do a relaxer, what if you do upsells. All of those things come into play when you have a system in your business, even having a system in the way that you curl and cut hair. Don't be scared also to flip the hair up and down and all around, because that's what's fun about her hair. It's free. And so, again, if you use a bigger, like 1 inch flat iron, the curls they wouldn't be so tight, they would be a little looser. And the thing about the Halle styles that I love is that these are soft, like not super tight, they're not organized. There's no need to be. You're just running a little bit of heat through so that the hair can shape. And then we're going to just comb it all out with our fingers. And it's just going to give us that messy back, just like the Halle Berry pictures. This side, I'm just curling the sides on around, nothing major, just running the iron through. I'm not trying to curl every single little piece, because guess what? Kim is one of those clients, and my clients love to rock their hair cut. So we don't get focused on super little bitty row by row curls because we understand the value of a haircut. Also, Kim, we do a lot of protein treatments. Her hair is very fine. So we'll do the heat this time, and then for the rest of the week, she knows how to manage her hair and just rock her haircut. So I really just want to put enough heat so that as her hair gets old, the cut just shines through, and that's the key focus. So once I get to the front of the hair, I picked up the bigger iron because I want this to be more of a stand-up. I don't want it as tight as the other curls. She doesn't want it too spiky, but I definitely wanted a bigger curl, a bigger flip up, if you will. So I'm using my trusty dusty Babyliss irons, and I'm just flipping the hair up. When you have the waves on the side, you can curl, leave some of the waves in place and just kind of curl around it. Softly curl the way the waves were set. So that wave was kind of swooping around that way, so I'm going to curl it in that manner. You see her hair is fine, so you just got to be careful. You don't want to overheat it. It looks smokier and hotter than it really is in there. Kim's hair is very healthy from when she first started. We do a lot of protein treatments. So anywho, we're going to go to the next video and we're going to continue curling.